with all that being said, I think we can go to that 30 seconds that basically changed his fate, because he was almost, he said it himself, he was at the brink of bankruptcy, 2 months away. And then he thought about an idea. Let's take a look at what he played during the Super Bowl.
Hey y'all, this Ye, and this is my commercial. And since we spent all the money on the commercial spot, we actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is, I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen. And I got some shoes, and that's it.
That's it. So simultaneously with the launching of the album Vultures, or at least even before, he was promoting the Yeezy.com with Yeezy pods and merch. And at the beginning of the stage, he dropped everything for about 200. And I think right before
some idiots still bought it.
Again?
Some idiots still bought it for 200.
Hey, some people will always support. Hey, he dropped the pots for 200, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, on Super Bowl day first, the merch dropped to $20. And shortly after, I think it was after this ad was shown, the pots also dropped to $20. So everything was being sold for $20. That resulted in a quite lucrative deal for him, because, and I'm gonna show the numbers that, well, I can't, apparently Milo is still part of the Yeezy crew. Milo Yiannopoulos.
Is he?
Well, let's take a look, because he still is. Look at who sent the ad, the numbers. Let me zoom in a little bit.
Yeah.
Milo is still there. I didn't. After I saw this, I was like, Milo, is he still there? I guess he does now, kind of management probably of the stores. But he did 19.3 million in sales with a conversion rate of 6.5, which is not bad. Basically, it means that, for those who don't know, out of 100 persons, 6 people decide to buy. 100 person that visit the website. Out of that, 6 people buy. So in that case, he made a lot of people bought the Yeezy pod. I mean, it's amazing. 266K. And then you see the one box tee was also pretty popular. Well, you said something about the people who bought it for 200. Yay! Basically said, okay, you bought it for 200, you show support. Guess what? You get 180 back. Just ring a bell and we'll deliver it. Guys, let's talk about it. The strategy.
One more. Do you have the 20? Do you have the queued when he says the product is going to be $20?
Yes, I have it.
That was the one on the Hot 97, the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, the Breakfast Club. I'm gonna play it in the back, because usually Breakfast Club always hit you with the copyright. So I only play the audio. Okay.
Can't do a fair use.
Well, they don't know what fair use is over there.
I make affordable, and I will make affordable.
You sold $150 t-shirts, yay!
I didn't price the t-shirt. That's what I'm trying to say. I was just trying to design. I did not price the t-shirt. I did not price the Yeezys. I did not price the Louis Vuitton. But on my next ventures, I will be pricing them. And y'all can say, this is what we want. We want you to make music to you, Ron Osley age. You can't marginalize me. You can't tell me what creativity I'm supposed to do on this earth. I can tell you right now, I don't want to do no more songs, and that's my prerogative. You know what I'm saying? That's my idea. That's what I want to do. You can't control me. So, you know, all corporations, radio stations, y'all can't control me. Y'all don't understand that. I'm turned all the way. I believe in me. Just believe in you. Let me do me. You like it? Cool. You don't? Fast forward.
So fashion, what you say, is what you're passionate about right now, and that's what you really want to make sure.
It's not even fashion. It's clothing. Bernard Arnault, head of Louis Vuitton, said he didn't understand why he needed to take a meeting with me. Okay, you don't understand why you need to take a meeting with Kanye West? I'm going to show you why you need to take a meeting with Kanye West. Everybody in Atlanta right now at the Louis Vuitton store, if you black, don't go to Louis Vuitton today. That's why you need to take a meeting with Kanye West, Bernard Arnault. Black people don't have the same connection as oil people. You know, we don't know nobody that got a nice house. You know, we don't know nobody with paper like that we could go to when we down. You know, that could just put us back or put us in a corporation. You know, we ain't in a situation. Can you guarantee that your daughter could get a job at this radio station? I want to make.
He went into a full-blown rant after that, but just to go back, he's been saying this for a couple of days. He was also on the Joe Rogan, where he said he wants to drop his everything he sells for 20, but he was held back by Adidas. He was held back by Gap. And then I'm gonna throw the question to you guys. Man, you can do whatever you want to discuss the merch.
Yeah.
The question I have here is, was the 200 just a simple strategy to get the people to see the value that it should have, and then turning it around and dropping it to 20, so people still have because if you drop it at 20 right away, people will say, it's just 20. But if you drop it at 200 and you drop the initial price at 200 and then you lower it to 20, people will say, ooh, it was 200. Let me get this now.
So here's where I'll start with this, just because I want to bring this up. So have you guys seen the documentary Century of Self? It's basically about marketing in the last century and how propaganda to government turned into PR for corporations, and they all kind of merged, and they started to market cigarettes to women by showing them, you know, there's a sense of freedom in it. And basically where I'm going with this is, over the last 100 years, it's about consumerism and how do we get people to buy product that they don't need.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, that created marketing departments and PR departments and advertising departments, all under a corporation whose product never really evolved. Some have, and those were sort of leading. Others, they just found a new way to do PR, a new way to market the thing. And there's a lot of money wrapped into that may or may not drive the needle, so on and so forth, when it comes to the product being the same exact thing. When it comes to Ye and what he did here, he got rid of the PR. Not that he got rid of it. He just, and that's what I was talking about with the natural thing. He just did a phone. He got rid of production, phone, face, go to the website, Yeezy.com. That's it. Granted, you still had to purchase the ad, but it got rid of all these departments because all you're trying to do is get the product to the consumer. And if the product is good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. But I think what we're trying to do with again, this is going back to the deprogramming, simplifying, getting rid of, how can we don't need a bunch of executives that are millionaires be in a boardroom, and how can we program society to do this? Just tell them and just give them the freedom to either buy it or not, is the easy way to go about it. And I feel like that's probably how it used to be. I mean, granted, going back to Riz, if you're a smooth talker and a creative thinker, there's a way to, next thing you know, you bought something that you didn't even want to do, and it was just like you felt good about it just because the ad was so good. I don't want to just completely get rid of that. But when it becomes detrimental to society and they're trying to manipulate you, then we have a problem. And I think we fully crossed that line with politicians and corporations to the point where they are selling cigarettes to women. I think the new thing is, well, let's naturally get there. But with the ad, I think what Ye did, I don't want to say it's genius, but I will say that it was refreshing to not have so much production and so much thought into it. Just very simple, very straightforward. You got a product. We'll see if we like it. If the idea is good enough, so on and so forth. So that's my initial reaction, and then I'm sure I'll have some added thoughts. But I think as a culture with that century of self, and I think that it with I don't know when the first time that I saw it, but it kind of had a buzz a couple years back. And I think a lot of people are like, yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Like, you're familiar with Operation Mockingbird and Paperclip and some of the things that the CIA does? I think this is the overlap.
If I would read about it, I'm not
No.
sure. Maybe I've heard of it, but
No,
not
I
name.
don't.
Let me know.
I don't. I don't. No.
So Operation Mockingbird is, I mean, this is it. It's basically bringing into, but it's more as a program or propaganda. How do we, through news, create a headline of, I mean, I don't know. I want to say because propaganda is just to get you to vote, but it's more so just programming how the society thinks with the news, with the music. And they got a bunch of people from, so Operation Mockingbird is the CIA getting a bunch of people from, honestly, from Germany, from the Nazis, and they brought them in and they strategize with the news, and it became a thing here. And that's why the CIA is kind of anti the people. I mean, I'm going to speak freely because it's like, should I think of code words so that this doesn't get taken down? But at the same time, Putin was just telling Tucker Carlson that the CIA is the ops to America, but we don't really realize it. So it's a time for us to just call them out. FBI, all of these 3-letter agencies, Vivek's, if his videos, and I mean, this is not a secret anymore. So I say all that just because all of these things are coming together. There's no more not knowing what that when you read the newspaper, if the headline says so and so, like, think of the opposite and think of who's writing it and what are they trying to get you to do. That's Operation Mockingbird, because they played on people's minds for so long and they were so programmed to just, he is crazy. And it's like, so-and-so does a crazy thing. Oh, he is crazy. It was like, they just told you he was crazy. They could have just told you what it was, and then you could come to your own conclusion. But the whole operation was for them to give you the news and then give you the conclusion so that you couldn't come to your own conclusion, or you thought you were coming into your own conclusion. We're getting rid of that.
Yeah.
We're getting rid of that.
The thing I think which is remarkable about this is that if you think about it, I do agree with you on the fact that that the simplicity in the ad was quite. I mean, he spent basically, he recorded himself, and I think I know when he recorded himself because I saw a picture of him taking off his wife by driving a truck. So I think he took a picture of his wife driving the truck and then recorded the ad, which is, I mean, this most simple way to do it. Paid $7 million and then used a free video to promote whatever he probably recorded it one time in 30 seconds and that's it. RJ,
Yeah.
want to say something?
I think that the simplicity is good. Do you agree with that? But because it's simple, it stands out. Because all the other one has productions. Is it on my side?
I think it's your side, yeah.
What is it?
I don't think
Yeah.
so, though.
No, it's me.
It's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
The blower?
Yeah.
That's a blower.
Snowing. Yeah, it's snowing. I didn't know if that's picking it up. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So
it's going away. If you want to wait
Yes.
a second.
yeah, well, I'll just continue. Yeah. So the fact that it was so the reason why it stood out is because it's simple, it's straightforward. It's like very production level 0.0, no lighting, no no mic, no you need the main light and there's no nothing. Like
No
just
script.
grab no script, nothing. So that's one reason. The second reason was that he had like a because the second reason is because he's Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already controversial. So as soon as his face popped up, he knew that he would get that people would not only look at the ad but also pay attention. Third, he had a product and it was simple. The message was simple. I have a product, go to this website, download it. It's been they've been I mean the news were was the so news outlets were talking and writing about the fact that Ye couldn't launch his album and that there wasn't no one that wanted to give him a venue. So all these so they were negatively talking about it because one, they know that his name gets the attention, and
The
second
click.
of all, they want to just break him. So he had everything was perfectly lined up. Now, what I do think is that we should watch what he does and not what he says. A lot of people focus on what he says, right? So uh, when he says something, oh, it's controversial. He hates this group, he hates that group. But if you just analyze what he does, like abstractly, he stands out. He always stands out. He's always original. You can learn something from that and make it so if you take those principles, you can make something of yourself. You can apply it in your life and have success in your life, knowing what the risks are as well. I think that I think when it comes to marketing in general, we are getting bombarded 24/7 with ideologies, opinions of other people, thoughts of other people, emotions of other people. And not necessarily emotions and thoughts and opinions of other people, but they are trying to tell us what we need to believe and how we need to think and what is allowed and what isn't allowed. And that's in general. That's marketing, that's the news, that's everything. A lot of people can't think for themselves, even if they think they can think for themselves. If you ask them, where does this come from? Where does this thought or idea come from? They can't tell you. They can only tell you they feel like that. And oftentimes they won't be honest with themselves. They would just retreat. Oh, never mind. Oh, I'm not gonna talk to you. You're stupid. You don't understand it. You're this. You're that. They're gonna label you just like they've been trained to. They're gonna label you just like they've been trained to.
Yeah.
You're inhumane. You're oppressor. You're this. You're that. Whereas our minds are meant to be. We're meant to be free, but free minds are dangerous minds. A free mind is a danger to the establishment because, well, it can be a danger in the sense that it's going to be more difficult to control. So, what do we have to do with the head people that have, so the main people, the people at the top of,
I thought you were going someplace else.
of society that are free thinkers? You need to make examples out of them. Now, I think saying that, I say that, do I think that Ye thinks about all these things? No, I don't. I don't think he does. He sits, well, he does, but he doesn't sit and says, you know what? I'm going to record a video in the dark, and then I'm going to do it because I'm going to do it because everyone else isn't doing it. I think the thought process is just like like this. Like he's just sitting and then he's like, I'm going to record a video now, and just on the fly, he just shoots from the hip.
And is that not the recipe for success going forward, of just being authentic and just not scripting our lives so much just to what? Sell a product or advertise your website? Just be
Yeah, so
straightforward. Yeah.
well, so I think that everything should be balanced out.
Mm-hmm.
So you should have that. You shouldn't be we shouldn't be too free, because then we'll have anarchy, but we shouldn't be too restricted either. So we need to be somewhere in between.
I agree.
For the establishment, it's always better that we are leaning more to the restrictive side than the freedom side. And then how do they do it? And it's genius. And again, give credit what credit is due. They restrict what really matters and give you freedom on what doesn't.
And it's swaying the Overton. Is it the Overton window?
You're free to choose any flavor of ice cream you want. There are countless of flavors. You can choose
36 one.
whatever cereal you want, whatever. You're free to choose, free. But you're not allowed to think this, and you're not allowed to think that. So they restrict what really matters and give you freedom on what doesn't. I don't know what this has to do directly with the strategy of Ye, but in the sense that I don't think that he consciously, I mean, he knows it, but
No.
he's also a marketing genius, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's why when you look at what he does and not at what he says, you realize this. You can analyze. You can extract these lessons, and if you apply it to your life, then definitely it's gonna be a very interesting life. Yeah.
I think they should play this in the court hearing he has with Adidas, because they gave him 100 million and they said he's not the marketing person. And Ye says, I'm the marketing guy. I'm the marketing. Well, I guess they think differently. Well, they don't think differently. They know what they were doing, and now they're trying to get the money back. But anyway, Corey.
So when you say that he does not think about it, I think he has a very like a 9x11 sheet that says marketing me, advertising Super Bowl. So okay, marketing me. So you know what I'm saying? It's whereas other people it's marketing. Okay, it's very very different.
Yeah.
On the flip side of you saying that there's a balance, there is an ad that could have really worked, that could have been scripted. And here's where I'm going with this. For some reason, what came to mind is Ye does have a big vision. And a part of some of what the Super Bowl commercial is, what can do is show us that vision. He could have went well into the future and showed us that Yeezy City. And like I had in mind was it Dr. Evil? Like what's the movie? Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like he's so much in the future with the Yeezy pods and the merch, everything being $20, the city that it's in, like, you know, there's the snapshot of the bubble or whatever, and then it goes inside the bubble with him turning in the chair. I think it's probably too much of like Ye being this futuristic dictator, but still there's a visual that can bring us to, okay, this is what the future looks like. Now we got to go get the Yeezy pods, which will get people talking, and it could be funny, and there could be a lot of different stuff that I could see the marketing geniuses putting together, that then it's like, okay, I get it. I understand what he's trying to do, versus just go to Yeezy.com. The idea is if you like it. Buy. I mean, he does have a big. There is somewhere we're going with this. You could have just went there and showed us what that world looks like. It could have been really dope, but there's no could have been.
One thing I'll say is don't forget he said he was almost bankrupt. So even if he wanted to do that, he probably wouldn't have the funds to do that in this at this moment.
And if you're gonna do something like that, it's got to be done correctly, because if
Yeah,
it
done
fails, then
correctly,
it's
yeah.
like that was
You
just a
look
waste
crazy.
of money.
So this is, I think, a stepping. One thing I think is remarkable. Back in and then I'm gonna give you the final word to RJ. Back when he said all the things he said that got him dropped by all those brands. He had contracts. Those contracts binded him to probably the partnership or the bigger company who he's partnering with to dictate the prices they wanted to put. So hindsight is 2020. Maybe he did this all on purpose.
Maybe we'll never know, but I don't think.
Or by mistake on purpose.
I think in his mind, there's a solution for everything. So he doesn't see problems. He just see alternatives. So, okay, if this doesn't work, I'll do this. If this doesn't work, I'll do that. If that doesn't work, I'll do a third. And then one of them has to hit.
Has to work out.
What I wanted to say, you said something about, I forgot. I should have wrote.
As you're thinking, that's, to me, when you say he doesn't see problems, he sees solutions. It's like if you're traveling somewhere, it's like a detour sign. If the road is being constructed, there's certain detours where it's guiding you to where you need to go. So we don't have marketing spends. That's a detour. Okay, just do it yourself. And then you all of a sudden you're back on the same road of, okay, we got 20 million in sales on that first day from that ad. Now we're back to we're on the same road. So now we have that spends. If we wanted to do the marketing, I mean, it's just the beginning of the pod season. So he could run another commercial of, all right, so that worked. Now we're doing this. And then it just builds on it. So there's never, if you're on the path, there's never like, oh, okay, we got to turn around and go home. It's a detour.
Yeah. I think he starts with the end in mind. I don't think he read the book, but I do think he starts with the end in mind. So if I want 10 million sales, for example, or no, let's make it bigger. If I want 100 million, oh no, you can't do 100 million. He's probably thinking, well, if I do 10 albums of 10 each, and then if I do this, I think that's how he thinks.
Yeah.
So he has the goal, he has the vision, he has the end goal, and then the next step would be to determine how to get there. And this is what I wanted to say, and now I remember what, and then I'll just finish this part. You need to be careful, KaiR, at least we need to be careful when we read stories like 2 months. He was 2 months away from going bankrupt. In the sense that, what does that really mean?
Right.
You know, what does?
That's what he said himself. So I didn't.
No, I know.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, well, read or listen. I'm just saying.
Cannot read.
When earthquake. So I think.
Oh man, why
I
you
think
have to do that?
I think that's a joke. So I think what we always need to take into account that on that level, he might. So maybe he's talking about the 2 months that of money that he has in his name, but it doesn't mean that he will suffer like another person will suffer if they go bankrupt. So that's all I wanted to say. Like, and what is really bankrupt for him? It's not like he has 10,000 in the bank, you know. So it's, but I do think that his back was against
the wall.
Against the wall. Yeah. I'm just wondering where his wife was at that time.
In front. Let's close out this part with the Super Bowl ads. Guys, let me know the one, just one other Super Bowl ad that stuck to you. Just one. During other than the one of Kanye. I mean, and then it was quiet. Guys, learn a thing or two about marketing. You guys are paying millions, and the guy only recorded one video. And we can only remember the Kanye one.
That's amazing in and of itself. Look at that. I think the biggest one that I saw getting attention, and I'll be honest with you, the ads to me did not jump out this year.
Yeah.
So the one that I hear people talking about is this one, and then the Jesus one.
Yeah. Which one? The one with Mark or
the what?
Mark what?
So actually there's a couple. So everything that the RFK ad comes to mind.
Yeah.
Something having to do with the Israel comes to mind.
And also that one.
And then Jesus about I don't know if it was a transgender or homosexual, but it was just trying to paint Jesus as this soft simp that just cares about everybody. Which I mean, look, I'm allowed Jesus to speak for Jesus when Jesus needs to be spoken for. He's going to do it. But when the other side of the ad is you're scratching your head like, was that really what? Then I don't know how effective it was but at the same time, he brings a sword. So maybe whatever. All I'm saying is normally you say, hey, what ads did you like? We're all talking over each other. There's a top three, like Budweiser, what's up? Like there's a lot of different stuff. And this year, I don't know. Did Ye win the Super Bowl commercial contest?
I think it's a close. I think it was either because there was also the one about relationship problems. I don't know if you guys saw that one. Yeah. The relationship.
You don't have it queued up. I'm not going to remember.
Yeah. Well, maybe you remember it. So it was a Super Bowl commercial where Usher was hugging Alicia Keys from the back.
Yeah. Promoting or adultery.
Openness. Just be free.
Don't be insecure and not want your wife to be comfortable on stage.
Again, so again, like I said, Corey, they tell you that you're free or that you have freedom on things that don't really matter, right? So sexual freedom is great, but is that the most important freedom that we have or that we should have? But that was like, no, it's okay the way it is. But on the other hand, Usher is a good. Usher knows that that's his brand and he's on brand. I just wouldn't want my wife to be part of that.
Before we go to that part, I'll close this section then about the Super Bowl ads.
Okay.
Then we go to that other section about another Super Bowl ad for infidelity. Let's. One thing I'll say, and I think I agree with Corey on this topic. There were not a lot of. I don't recall. The only one where I was sitting watching the game, I was like, "What the heck is this?" Out of nowhere was the RFK one. It was all of a sudden. It started. The music, the whole thing. I was like, "What is this?" And then I start seeing his face. I was like, "Oh, he's trying to do like the John stuff, John Kennedy." Is it John? Yeah, it's John Kennedy, right? Yeah. So I was like, John F. Yeah. So I was like, why? Okay, this is, and that's the only one that really stuck to me. Not that it was very great, a great ad. It was just so different than the others. And that's something when you're doing marketing, you're creating ads. It's also something you want to have. When people say, okay, what the heck is this?
I appreciate JFK spending money to have that ad, regardless of the effectiveness of us telling about his campaign. Yeah. I don't ever understand. People are like, oh, we need to raise $150 million for this campaign. What are you spending? Where is that money going Biden doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't give any speeches. He doesn't do a whole lot of. I mean, some of the commercials you'll see some ads, but it's not during the Super Bowl. So how much of those ads? Those are worth what? Maybe like $1 million, $2 million, and I'm talking about through a period of time. I just don't understand politics, and I'm more and more saying I don't get it, and I don't want to get it, I don't care to get it. But at least that showed, okay, he spent some money on an ad. Now he's being talked about, and with a new audience or more of an audience, because JFK doesn't really come up in my world. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, I don't talk about politics. But did you see the JFK ad or RFK ad? But like, I really don't want to talk about politics just because it's a joke. So let's talk about comedy and then bring politics in it. And then you can kill two birds with one stone. I don't know.
Good. Let's then go to the next topic. Alicia Keys versus Usher, basically. Is it over nothing?
There's always that one person that song. When it started, I was like, always have your heart. I was like,
ahead.
oh, this is a good song, man. And then he
That
went and
was a
hugged,
good
and I was
song.
like, yo, we're Swiss, man. We're Swiss.
But for those who don't know what really happened, let me see if I have a thing or two that can give you guys a idea of what was happening there. Cannot play the video because NFL is very strict on freedom. We have this
What's the-
picture and we have
What is
this.
what does the N stand for in NFL?
Not for long. No, but as you can see, Usher was having fun and Alicia too. Hey, was it over nothing or was it? Oh, let me
Keep that up. Keep that up.
I'm gonna keep it up, no problem. Which one? Which of the two?
Yeah, no. This is. I mean, either one. I'll go back to the other one. Just because the bottom, it has the. Are those fringe? Usher's shirt here. That's like a blouse. That when I was looking at it. All right, where do I begin? Because I don't want to start with the shirt, but there's such a. It's not love-hate because it's not a strong enough. But I appreciate Usher's catalog and him being the last of a dying breed of R&B. I don't even know if we have a current R&B artist right now. And I grew up to USHERRAYMOND. But he also just doesn't. He gives off like zesty vibes to me. And that shirt is zesty. And then for him to hung up on Alicia Keys was like zesty mesh mixed with I'll take your woman. And then it just really confuses me, kind of pisses me off, kind of like, so the Swiss Beats, do you get mad if a zesty person is talking to your wife? Or, it's like, oh, it's Usher. Like, it's like, you don't know. I don't know. I have mixed emotions over this. I'm not as clear as some people are about this. It certainly is on brand with Usher. And then in the same night, he got like married to his former wife. It's just confusing. And zesty certainly is a confusing thing. You don't know if it's hot, sweet, what the taste is.
Yeah. Well, there has been rumors, right, that Usher.
Are you referring to Kiki Palmer's mother?
Yeah, I mean, there have been rumors before that Usher swings both ways. He used to live with Puffy at one point. I'm just saying this just like a coincidence. I'm just
Yes, and
so who knows what he could have seen? I don't know. But in any case, but I think it was still
I
young.
have heard that as well.
In any case, and oh, Kiki Palmer's mom,
yeah, that was crazy.
when she was talking to Darius Jackson,
Yeah.
Kiki Palmer's ex, and they were arguing about the Usher dance with his then other half. The mom said, "What are," and I paraphrase, what are you worried about? There's no reason to be worried because everyone knows that Usher is gay."
Did not know that that was
Yeah.
said.
Yeah,
But
that
then
was-
afterwards, she said, no, she just said it to diffuse the situation, just to calm Darius Jackson down, because then they started with the narrative, and I don't know if it's true or not, but they started with the narrative that Darius is a, what do you call it? He is he's regularly involved in domestic abuse issues.
Yeah.
Right? So he's a domestic abuser.
Serial.
Yeah. So that's what they started saying. And the mom said that's the reason why she said that Usher is gay, because she wanted to calm him down.
It's the same. By the way, it's the same call where she threatened him to put a projectile in his head. I'm not gonna say the words. It's a small projectile that comes out of a mechanism.
Hot.
It's a hot lead.
But
yeah.
I think so in my opinion, these two people are entertainers. And you can say that Kiki is also an entertainer. Yes, that's true. However, Kiki Palmer is an actress, while Alicia is a singer and she's on stage dancing, etc. So I do think that they're both entertainers. Do I care about them? No. But I am gonna tell you something, Corey, that I told KR off air yesterday, I believe, or 2 days ago.
Mm.
It is on brand with Usher.
Yeah.
It's not on brand for Alicia. Because Alicia Keys didn't have to do it. You can put her in the same category as a Beyonce, as an Adele, as people who, they are respected. They have a different image. If this was J Lo, then I would say no, it's on brand with J Lo, but it's not on brand. It's not on brand with what Alicia Keys represent. And so for Alicia really didn't have to do it. She could have sang the song and let Usher dance with another woman, any other woman. And I think that matters. But again, these two people, as like KR always says, when there was this whole issue going on as well with um, Adam 22 and his wife, they were newly married and he let his wife sleep with someone else, etc. KR says, and I get what he's saying too. Hey, that's the way they live. So if they are both corn stars, then it's just they have a different life. Their lives are different than a majority of people.
So much comes to mind. Because when you started off saying, I didn't know that about so and so's mom, Kiki Palmer's mom, saying that.
Yeah.
That
was crazy when it happened.
As immediately my mind went to Joan Rivers saying what she said about everybody knows. And normally, it's not just a clear thing when those things come out. Oh, that's the truth there. But it's not too far off. And I don't want to bring up exactly what Joan Rivers said, and then she was deleted, or then how do you? And sometimes I do actually want to be politically correct in saying things, because if I don't, then it takes away from my point of these things aren't too far off, and they're only associated with certain people. So Jordan has never been accused of being gay. Michael Jordan.
Okay, what I was about to say, which Jordan?
Michael Jordan. Or there's certain things where that's just not, it's not on brand. But the fact that you're on brand is certainly tied into this. Says if you want to get your name away from this brand, then you'll come out and clear the air, which maybe has come up with certain people. It's like, listen, I am far from that, even though certain times you don't even have to, the words don't even have to say it, or you don't have to come out and say it. But if you wanted to say it, or if you were in that circle, you could certainly get out of that circle. So I don't think that she was just trying to diffuse Usher rumors or what have you. I think that there's something there. That's what I'm seeing when I watch him perform. But regardless, I don't know. I think I appreciated I grew up to Usher. I appreciated the show. I don't like the idea of that being, and it was the biggest takeaway from halftime. And I don't think Alicia Keys, I don't know. Did she ask for that? She certainly played the role.
She played it. I think it was in the moment. So, by the way, maybe you guys don't know, but I would say maybe it's not on her public brand, but this fits her private brand, though.
How so?
How so? Before they met,
Who's they?
Alicia and Swiss. Swiss was married.
Swiss was married. Before they met. Yeah, before they met.
While they met. Then suddenly he divorced his wife and he popped up with this girl. Out of nowhere. The wife was accusing Alicia of mingling in the marriage. The wife, the ex-wife. So, so you can say Usher doesn't respect marriages. Maybe
Alicia doesn't either.
No, but jokes aside, I think it seemed like, I don't know if it was prepared or not. It would seem on brand for Usher to basically do this out of nowhere, because he does this in his live shows as well, right? He does this all the time.
But that brand is to deflect from the other stuff that we're talking about, the zestiness.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. And maybe
that's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then when I bring it up of, hey, I think this is extremely, I thought it up until that point and even afterwards, because it felt extremely zesty.
Yeah.
And I'm using that word lightly, which is actually interesting, because I actually had a conversation a couple weeks ago, which is why that word was easily off my tongue here, because when I grew up, we used to just come out and say the G word. I don't know if you can just openly, well, it's gay.
Oh, I thought you were talking about God, but okay.
Crazy that word,
because you can't say that one either nowadays.
That's true.
100%. We have really done a thing with this politically correct, and what can we not say? So yeah, okay, I do want to say gay, because if I say zesty, it's a little like you're not sure where I'm going with it.
Well, I know where you were going with it. So
it felt gay. Usher comes off as gay, and then for that to be the lasting thing that we're talking about takes away from that feeling of, I think Usher should just come out as gay. Personally, I do. I think if he is gay, he should come out, and if he's not, I hate to say that, he should, show himself with a woman, because then he runs and gets married in Vegas, and it's like, where did this come from? we talked about this before. He's got so many love songs and all of these things that hit. You know, the confessions, like those songs hit. I hate my only part that I hated of the halftime show is he did like 3 seconds of some of his best songs.
Yeah.
As soon as he thought he was gonna get into it, he went to another one. It's like, what are we doing here? But yeah, I mean, I had such mixed emotions during and now after.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be a lot of people in the entertainment industry. I mean, they're very liberal sexually. So, but at the same time, you need to keep an image, right? So it's you can come out, but will that help with anything? And if you're saying the gay, it's you assume that it's just one sex, but maybe it's
Mm.
just it's just open.
Right.
I don't think that might be a reason why. I don't think that's the reason why people accept what he does. I think they've just accept that Usher is Usher. So whether he is or not, that's not really relevant.
Sure.
It's just that's what he does. You know. Oh no, he's the guy who never commits and always sleeps around. And the thing is, when that's your brand, you're always gonna sleep around as well because people will see you there. They know. I'm not saying so. I'm not talking about Usher right now. This is just an analogy. If you're just someone that goes around, you don't commit, you're good looking, you have you raise them up like you said, Corey, at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Then yeah, people will never take you seriously, will never see you as a candidate for a steady relationship, but just as someone to have fun with. Yeah, in that instance, if that's the reputation, people will always say, yeah, I did I only had 3 people before you, babe. Oh, didn't you add something with John from IT as well? Oh yeah, but John is just John. John isn't. Yeah, it was just a one-time thing. We did it a couple of times actually. But yeah, John was just John. We didn't go out on dates and anything. He didn't spend one dime on me or anything. But I liked him, and so that's John. And people accept it for John. And I think it's the same goes for Usher. Oh, it's
Yeah.
just Usher. Usher being Usher. That's what he does. Uh, I don't care about what they did because celebrities don't. I mean, I don't look for celebrities to tell me how I need to live my life.
Yeah.
But purely from a branding perspective, I think this was off brand for Alicia.
Yeah.
Alicia didn't. She's already. I'm gonna call her royalty in her brand. She didn't need to do that. Again, if it was J Lo, yes, because J Lo is still with the hard rock body at I don't know how old she is, dancing, making moves, dancing, sexy dances. So it's her brand, but it's not really Alicia's brand. She really didn't need to do it.
I think this might be a little bit of a stretch, but we talk about at the beginning with the criminals and on their way to having a headline crime, having certain acts that affect other people. One of the things that I'm trying, I think, when I say I would value Usher just coming out is some of the people, like you say, oh, I only slept with 3 or let's say 10 women, and then they also slept with like 20 guys, and it's like, well, your body count is actually 30, it's not 10. So it's like, but you're
Yo. Didn't expect this example, but okay.
But I mean, I just value the truth. I just want the truth. So if the truth is you swing both ways, I don't know what that looks like, and I don't know how much you need to tell us what that looks like. Certainly, now I don't even want to visualize some of this stuff. But all I'm saying is we got to stop. In order for us to stop hurting people along the way, for us to have this headline crime that we committed, we just need to be honest along the way so that the other person can know not to mess with you. And this probably wouldn't affect me per se, but actually in some ways I think they're in the market, let's say the dating market, the marriage market with my age, it's a small number because some of these people are mentally not capable because of the trauma that they've expressed or they've had to endure. I'm not going to say because of people like Usher, because there's very few Ushers, but there are people that are just not honest with their life. And then they go and then now this person is not mentally stable.
Yeah.
So
I think KaiR, do we need to stop? Yes. Hey guys, Corey, we need to stop
man.
due to the time, but we're right on time. Again, really appreciate you coming on. Looking forward to the feedback we receive from the fans, our followers, and subscribers. Guys, go check out Corey on his channel. See Moses, that's his YouTube channel. Remember, guys,
We'll tag it in the.
yeah, we're gonna tag it. Hey, we really wanna continue this conversation, but that's just we're gonna do it next time. Guys, it's been a pleasure to serve you once more. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit that notification bell. Remember to comment, let us know what you think. Share the video with your friends, your family, and your enemies, and don't forget to like so the algorithm picks it up. KaiR has been nervous for the last couple of seconds, but we made it. Until next time, peace.